see this. Let me and it's like I forgot how to do this, DJ.
Damn, rusty already.
Yeah. So as you can see, this is the state of Texas application for subpoena, electronically filed 1/2/2025. So that's today, guys. This was filed at 9:42 a.m. today. Okay, that's how hot off the presses this news is. State of Texas versus Riley Dalton Mix. Reason harassment. Says to the clerk of said court, greetings. Come now, the state by her criminal district attorney and makes application for the issuance of subpoenas for the following named person to compel their attendance as witnesses for the state. Place of appearance opposite the respective names as follows, to wit. Now, if you didn't understand all that legal language, basically what they're saying is these people need to be in court by order of the fucking judge. Okay, they need to be in court to testify as witnesses on behalf of the state. And who are these people? Well, Eric July. As you can see, he's got to be in court. Type be here. Be here means they need you here. No electronic. No. Write a little fucking note from mommy. Say, hey, sorry, Eric is sick today. His tummy hurts. He can't come in. No via electronics. He has to be in court. He has to sit in court and look Riley in the eye as the prosecutor asked him to tell people that he was scared of Riley. He has to sit there, look at Riley as they show him novelty scissors. Say, Eric July, Mr. July, were you scared of these novelty scissors that the accused was waving around? It's going to be good. It's good. So all the people that said, Vicky, all the people that said that Eric July wasn't going to have to testify in court, guess what? You fucking wrong again. You lose again. Now, you're probably wondering why. Why is this going on, right? Why are they sending out subpoenas today? Well, what happened was the motion to quash went through. They quashed A and C, right? B was not quashed, but they need to refile. So by the 21st, so here's the thing. By the 21st, if they have not refiled charges, then Riley walks. It's over. He goes home. No court, no trial, no Eric July, hibbity-jibby on the stand. However, if they refile, which it looks like they're going to do because it looks like the state of Texas doesn't like to be punked. They don't want to look bad, right? And this is a new law. So here's the thing. And it's a new law. And usually when you have new laws, they want to have them at least tried in court once, right? So they got it. Like you don't know when this is going to, someone's going to trigger this law again. So they're like, shit, we got one. We need to hold on to it, right? It's like a fish on the line. We got them on the fucking line. Now we need to get them in court and we need to test these charges out. So I'm pretty confident that the state is going to go ahead and try to refile until they finally get one that sticks, that the judge likes. So yeah. TJ, you excited about this? Eric July in court?
In his pimp suit, yeah.
His pimp suit.
The same one he wore for the Scam Awards, yeah.
And also, as you can see, Alex Miller also has to be there, which is
shit.
It's very interesting that Alex Miller has to be there, guys, because as a witness, okay, and Alex is a witness for the prosecutor, right? But he gets to get cross-examined by Riley's lawyers. They also, get to investigate certain things, discovery. And basically, we can get the Twitter communications from Alex Miller to Eric July. We can also see Student of God's tweets because Alex Miller will have to reveal if that is him, if the court asks him.
Oh, shit.
Right? Is it true, Mr. Miller, that you run an account called Student of God? You said no, but here's evidence as we did subpoena your electronic records, your electronic communications, and clearly it shows that you have signed into this account named Student of God, right? So that should be interesting. And we got Andrew Rodriguez. he's another, Eric July's buddy. And of course, Brandon. Hey, Mr. Brandon, were you scared when you went up to Riley and threatened to bounce him and then turned tail and ran? When he said, go ahead, hit me, it's going to make you look bad. Were you scared in that moment? Is that why you went back inside? And is that why you did not get into a physical altercation with the accused, Mr. Taylor? Sir, look at me. Mr. Taylor, I need you to look at me. Stop looking in two directions at once. I need you, Taylor.
Were you all fighting on the internet?
Yeah. So it says, said persons are witnesses in behalf of the state in the above entitled and numbered case, and the testimony of said witnesses is material for the state on the trial of said case. Material. What does that mean?
Oh,
what's that mean? What does material mean?
Tangible, right? Like material.
It means this is what the case hangs on.
Yes.
This is the evidence. There is no evidence. The only evidence is their testimony. Without their testimony, Riley will walk. Now, of course, Eric can dodge the subpoena, but as you can see, all the subpoenas were sent to the same address. What address is that? Well, that is the warehouse.
Oh shit! Look at
they're
that.
they're sending the subpoenas. What's that?
Collin County. Look.
Yeah. But they're sending the subpoenas to his work, right? So there's no avoiding it. There's no like dodging it, right? Eric can't pretend to not be home. They're gonna go to your work. They're gonna go to your warehouse, Eric. They're gonna disrespect your warehouse with some process servers. Applicant prays that said subpoenas be made returnable 21st day of January 2025. So Eric, I mean, you guys could all hide out. You can go on vacation with Alex, Andrew, and Brandon and just not be back, right? As long as you stay away until the 21st and they can't reach you, right? Oh man, Eric's out of the country. Sorry, Mr. Process Server. We can't get Eric in court. But other than that, it looks like TJ, we're gonna have some hibbity jibbity on the stand. Do you think
we'll talk too?
What I want to know is, do you think that they're going to make him take his shirt off on the witness stand? Your Honor, I'm going to need the witness to remove his shirt to show everybody in the courthouse exactly the hairiness of his shoulders. Your Honor, that man is in contempt. We need the hairiness of his shoulders is what hinges on this case, right? So we're going to need him to go ahead and remove his shirt. Andrew, as Alex is licking his lips, like, yeah, Eric, remove your shirt, Eric. Show him.
No.
Wow. This is why Rippa is leaving YouTube. Guys, so there is a theory, right? And there's a theory that I've heard floating out there that Eric is leaving YouTube. He's pulling back from YouTube to try to hide the fact that he's not a celebrity, right? He's not someone who has a status, right? Oh no, see, I'm not on YouTube. I'm a private citizen again, right? I'm not a public figure anymore, right? I'm not someone I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a big YouTuber. Right? So I think that might be why he's pulling back from YouTube. He's trying to, play squirrel words, right? See, I'm a private citizen, and so when he came at me, but here's the thing, it doesn't matter, right? It's too little, too late, Eric. It's too little, too late. You see, when the crime that Riley is being accused of was, quote unquote, committed, you were a public figure, right? You could be a big actor, and I could harass you and all that stuff, right? And then you could retire and stop acting, and lead a life as a private citizen. But that doesn't mean you were a private citizen when I harassed you, right? You don't all of a sudden then get to sue me. No, you were a public figure when this incident went down. You were a public figure when you were tweeted at, when you were super chatted. You were a public figure, and thus, as a public figure, certain things do not apply to you, right? It's just the way the law works. Didn't he do that already? Sort of. 2 weeks, no ripping ass show. Oh man, objection, hibbity jibbity. You're gonna need a translator, Your Honor. I'm gonna need someone to translate what Mr. July said. So it should be good. And there's other witnesses too being is a full. Let me see. Full disclosure. So might as well go over it, right? Because we got it. As we see, the state's disclosure of witnesses and experts, guys, they're calling in experts. Again, for people that say that this is not going to be refiled, that this is going to go away, the state usually doesn't waste its time. Like if they were not going to refile this, they wouldn't be sending out subpoenas, right? They would just be like, fuck, we screwed up. Let Riley go. Don't send out anything. But because they're sending out subpoenas, I have a strong feeling that they're going to go ahead and refile charges, right? Says, to the honorable judge of said court comes now the state of Texas, a party in the above captioned and numbered cause, by and through the undersigned assistant district attorney, pursuant to Texas Code Criminal Proc Art 39.14b. The undersigned assistant district attorney hereby gives notice that the state may use to present evidence under Rules 702, 703, and 705, Texas Rules of Evidence, at the trial in the above caption and number cause the following individuals. So as you can see, they're getting the Plano Police Department. Man, look at all these people. So Stephen Sacco, Christopher Carver, Colin Matayukis, Chad White, Brandon Saylor, and Jimmy Farias. Witnesses may testify as expert in law enforcement, including but not limited to responding to and investigating crimes against persons, crimes against society, arrest procedure, and general law enforcement practices and procedures. My assumption is that obviously Stephen Sacco, and he was the person on the warrant, right? So I'm guessing one of these, two of these guys were the people that arrested Riley at the Boozy Bird.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing a couple of these guys were the ones that were called. Remember when they said it was like 5 cops that were called to the warehouse to like dust for prints and shit? I think these are the other guys, right? So I'm glad the Rippatards and haters will be forced to deal with this reality now. Yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. All right, what else we got on this subpoena? So we got civilians, the 911 custodian of records, Eric July, Brandon Taylor, Andrew Rodriguez, Alex Miller, and then Jasmine Tolson. No idea who that is. That's an odd name in there, right? The assumption that
imagine if it's the Jasmine.
No, it's not. I know the real Jasmine. I know who the Jasmine is, and it's not. But here's what I think. I think Jasmine here on the, which is funny that it is a Jasmine. I think that is just someone that works in the warehouse and was either there the night that Riley was at the warehouse, or during the day when Riley had drove by, right? So they're probably like, "Hey, did you see this car? Yeah, I saw that car, drove by, blah blah blah." Right? It might just be like a warehouse employee. Then, of course, the district attorney investigators. Now, there's a list: Mike Owens, Jennifer Gomez, Ryan Harvey, Kenny Newton, Jared Clark, and Mike Bennett. Man, that's a lot of fucking people. Look at all these people they're calling as witnesses, guys. for a man walking around with giant novelty scissors, threatening to shave another man's hairy shoulders. It's like 15 witnesses that they're calling to the stand.
Over bunny stickers.
Yeah, over bunny stickers. So these people at the bottom here, witnesses may testify as experts in fingerprint analysis, identification, comparison, evaluation, and verification of fingerprints. And so these guys here, they're basically going to say, are these Riley's fingerprints on that money? Yeah. I don't think there's ever been a argument. I don't think Riley's ever argued that he didn't put the money on the warehouse, right?
Yeah.
So the idea that, they need witnesses to testify for fingerprint analysis and shit, that's just kind of retarded.
Yeah.
It says in-person court cases can be blocked by ICE. Yes, Nate. Exactly. Well, Tony, they need to act accordingly. Yeah, they do. They got to act accordingly on the stand. If this gets thrown out, Eric will be the next Smollett. It's not going to get thrown out. sketchbook. Like I said, it very likely is going to go to trial. Very likely Texas wants to test the limits of this law. And Riley, fortunately, is being used as an example because he's the first one to trigger it. But I have a good feeling that it's going to basically come down to Eric July being a public figure, Riley's quote-unquote threats being ridiculous, right? Like if I tell TJ that I'm going to go to his house and launch a fucking nuclear missile on his family, right? That is such an outrageous statement that it's not even realistic, right? It's not realistic.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to argue the realism, whether it's a realistic expectation for Eric to think that Riley was going to hold him down and shave his shoulders, right? Mr. July, did you actually believe that this gentleman was going to hold you down and shave his shoulders? And Eric has to say on the stand, yes, Your Honor.
Ironically.
I was scared. And they just say, well, in this tweet you made where you said, no, I actually wasn't scared. In this video where you said you weren't, and this other thing, right? So it's going to be a shit show. Hater Headquarters for 5 says, no rap career, no commentary, no politics, no music career, no diploma, no YouTube channel, no Dougie, no daddy, no story, no art, no barber. Fan. That is true. That is true.
No talent.
Yeah.
It's funny because he's fat.
There you go.
This is bunny country. Yeah. So it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be very wild and crazy. You're going to have to get Eric and all of them on the stand. Again, Eric, I know you, right? I know the kind of person you are. I know the kind of person Alex and Andrew and fucking Brandon are. And I know the fucking 4 of you were in the little Twitter DMs. Look at this fucking retard.
Keyboard warriors. Yeah.
Scared. Guys, all your fucking DMs to each other involving this case, all the fucking things that you said about Riley and about Eric not being scared and about how Eric was going to do this and that and the other thing, all that is going to go into court records.
Oh, shit.
Come out. See, because you don't just get to show up and say things, right? The defense gets to question you on it. And the defense also gets discovery. And the defense also gets to subpoena your Twitter records, right? Oh, you want to subpoena my Twitter records, right? To see what I said. Well, let's subpoena your Twitter records to see how you responded, because this is essentially a thought crime, right? It hinges on the fact of whether or not Eric July truly believed that Riley was going to shave his shoulders, right? Now, if Eric July truly believed that, he truly was scared, then the police report and everything was filed factually. But if Eric July didn't believe any of that, and we can prove it through DMs, through text messages, through fucking emails sent to these other people, then Eric July had filed a false police report. Eric July would have committed a crime in the state of Texas. And I don't know if the state of Texas likes to be embarrassed. I don't know if the state of Texas is going to appreciate Eric July wasting their time, wasting their resources, and making them look like stupid jackasses in court because he was just trying to use them to silence Riley. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. Tony, cameras in the courtroom possible? No. Unless
that's some point,
emotion. So here's the thing. I think if Eric July, again, it hinges on whether or not Eric July is considered a public figure. If he is, then yes, you can get cameras in the courthouse. I believe. But they got to file a motion for that, right? But I think people can show up and you can like record with your phone down and we could hear everything, but I think that'd be the best. Always DTF. What's up? Haven't seen you in a minute. Eric is gonna have to have one heck of a time hitting his way out of this one. Please tell me the trial will be recorded. It will. It won't be, again, like I told Katie, it won't necessarily be filmed, but there will be court transcripts. There will be court records. There will be written.
Those will be funny enough, by the way, like
Yeah.
Wooster saying. Yeah.
We'll get to read it. We're like, and playing the part of Eric July's TJ. Go ahead, TJ, read what Eric said.
What
It's
it
gonna be
is,
great.
it is what it is.
See, what it is, Your Honor, is I wasn't scared of him. I was afraid. And afraid is different from scared, because scared means that I think that he's going to hurt me, but afraid means that I have a fear that it could be possible. So as you see, I'm not scared of Riley, but I am afraid that he might hibbity my jibbity.
Are you retarded?
But it still isn't a reasonable person's fear, so Riley isn't guilty. Yeah, like I said, we know that, right? That's what I'm saying. It's a kind of a thought crime, right? And Eric would really have to appeal to the fact that he was truly scared. Now, if Eric was a small, frail individual and Riley was a huge, muscular individual, where you're like, oh man, this is a realistic scenario in which Riley could hold Eric July down and shave his shoulders. Like, okay, maybe, right? Like, if The Rock, right? If Dwayne Johnson was like, hey Tony, I'm gonna fucking hold you down and just fucking pluck your nose hairs out, right? Like, oh, that's a reasonable thing. I think The Rock probably could hold me down and start plucking nose hairs out, right? Whereas if I said to like the Big Show, like, hey, I'm gonna fucking hold you down and fucking wax your mustache, and the Big Show's like, I don't think that's gonna happen. Do you see how big I am compared to Tony? Yeah. If Eric July was a sympathetic victim, not a guy who always sounds guilty.
That too.
So yeah, so it's gonna be fantastic. And just so we can see the actual, this is the subpoena that was sent to Mr. July himself. This is what he's going to be receiving. It says, to any sheriff or constable or peace officer of the state of Texas, greetings. You are commanded to summon Eric July to be and appear before the Honorable Court, County Court at Law 1 of Collin County, to be held at 21 Bloomsdale Road, blah, blah, blah. January 21st, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. Man, he has to get up early too.
God damn.
That's what I hate about court. Court should be like in the afternoonish, right? Early evening. Then and there to testify in behalf of the state of Texas in the above styled and numbered cause, now pending in said court, and there remain from day to day and from term to term until discharged by due course of law. Do you understand what that means, TJ?
No.
What that means is that if this trial goes multiple days, Eric July has to be there every single day until you can go home. So even if like day one, right? So you got to be there at court day one, and let's say Eric doesn't, court runs out, there's too much time, it's taking too long. He doesn't get to testify. He has to be back tomorrow, right? Even if he does testify, he still has to show up the next day because defense might call him, right? The defense might call him to cross-examine or to bring up a new point that was brought up by a previous witness or a different witness. So he has to be there every single day that the court goes on. So the longer it drags out, the more time Eric July has to wait sitting in court. It says returnable January 21st, 2025 at 8:30 a.m. Herein fail not, but of this writ make due return, showing how you have executed the same. Do you guys understand that? Do I got to explain that?
Let's explain it, sure.
Just say I don't understand. It's a bunch of legalese, Tony. I don't understand this.
It's a bunch of hibbity-jibbity, yeah. For a simple folk.
What it's saying is, don't fuck this up. Let me put it in layman's terms. Don't fuck this up. But if you do, make sure you come and let us know exactly how you didn't get a hold of Eric, right? We have to. We're giving you this subpoena to go find Eric July and let him know he has to be in court. Now, if you don't do that, we need to know why. Why didn't you fucking give it to him? Oh, you went to his fucking business. He wasn't there. You went back the next day. He still wasn't there. You went to his house, right? We need to know the process that you went through in order to make sure that you gave this to Eric July. If you were unable to do so, we need an explanation. Okay. Witness my official signature at McKinney, Texas on this day, blah, blah, blah. This is a be here subpoena. Report to blank, Danny at Collin County, blah, 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 blah.
There it is.
So, yeah. Signed. There it is. And this is what he's going to get. So this is the state of Texas versus blah, blah, blah. Says came to hand blank day of blank 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 blank. So there's the fees and everything in case they don't go through. But I'm sure Eric's going to be there. I'm sure Eric is going to be waiting with a smile on his face to go ahead and let people know that he's got his subpoena.